Is this on?
There's
Like I get like the other time.
there's the dot. You see that means that it's on. I think
Oh, and why is it red though?
that's a great. So that you actually look at it. I suppose if it's green, I don't think anyone's gonna look at it. If it's red, it calls your attention a little bit more. I suppose. So
Makes
yeah,
sense.
I think it makes sense. So welcome. We are Daniel, aka Odysseus. How are you supposed to pronounce your name?
However, it comes natural.
Okay, so
My first time is like Odysseus,
Odysseus. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah.
but in English it's Odysseus, Odysseus, whatever.
Okay, yeah, Odysseus.
But people call me Odi, so that's way easier.
So he's Odie.
Yeah, like the dog in Garfield.
Oh, okay, right.
What? You never seen Garfield?
I do. I have seen it, but I don't remember the name of the dog. I remember the name of the cat.
It's in the title.
Exactly. I never said I was good at remembering names. I just said I remember the cat's name.
Okay, Audi
Yeah.
and Garfield. I mean,
And
Raxo.
Raxo, yes. It's just Raxo. I think it's easier. Whatever. All right. So
Instead of Garfield.
yes, and instead of Garfield. And we are we made together Neuron Games, which is our, let's say, like our passion project. That we'll get that fixed next time.
Yeah, turn the cell phone or your screen. You'll see the name Neuron Games.
Yes, absolutely. So we made the company so that we could create things that we like, and what we like is essentially tabletop role-playing games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but we not only that. I think that we are passionate for. We can go to the extra level. We don't always do things that we like, but
well, certainly like all jobs, of course, not everywhere and every time can be just absolute fun all the time, of course. But yeah, I mean, we like. Let me rephrase then. We like to do TTRPGs the most, but we maybe in time will get into board games in general and do all sorts of things that are related to games that you can play physically. That's the idea, at the very least.
Indeed. I like the word like. I like, but I prefer passionate, to be honest.
Sure. Okay. Absolutely. Yeah, we are passionate. Indeed. Absolutely. You will notice if you read our books.
I think I am more passionate than he is, though. What do you think?
Maybe.
Just maybe.
I mean, sure, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, I'm a passionate player. Tabletop RPG. I think you're a passionate DM.
Yeah, that's a solution. I'll say let the people decide.
All right.
With the as the episodes go back and forth, I'd say that might be a good exercise. Let's see.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Somebody's knocking the door.
Somebody's knocking on the door. Yeah.
Oh, it should be our editor.
Yeah, we have an editor in case you're interested. He helps us write, of course. But back on track. Let's say we founded and also funded Neuron Games, and we are trying to make some cool TTRPG products, and one of them is a setting for ourselves, let's say. And in that setting, we try to make some new things, some things that that I've never seen before, or that we've seen but are no longer in the, let's say, in the universe anymore. And while we did that, we came upon some interesting things and ideas. And
let me guess, your setting's name Orbes Tritius.
Yes, well, the name is a little bit weird, but I think weird names have a staying power. So don't look at the camera.
Why not?
You are addressing the public.
Okay.
What kind of it is?
In a type of way that you are like speaking
directly to
you, friend, and then you're like, yes or no? Yes.
Okay. Fine then. Okay, this is gonna be more friendly then.
Absolutely, no, yeah, absolutely, which I think is the idea. So,
yeah, Orbes Tritius.
Yeah, so our setting. I like settings that are normal. Let's say that is not. I don't like to.
Yeah, normal is like Earth.
Exactly, that's what I. Okay, fine. Like Earth with people that so that we can tell stories about people. And so my setting was usually or ideally devoid of these other species, these biological species. And I had this idea already set up. I had some of the characters that I want to tell a story about, and the setting as a whole. And then how did Lena came to be? Because that's a very different. That's like a very sharp thing that doesn't really fit with the idea of the world. But I did like how
Ended up being.
how it ended up. Yeah. So for everyone who doesn't know exactly what we're talking about, there's this. We have a setting. The setting is in the astral sea, and in the astral sea, there's like a meteorite city that is completely isolated from anything else in the astral sea.
Yeah, I love that.
And the idea is, I wanted to play about isolation and themes about how a closed community can develop on its own. And then enter Lanet.
Lanet
What is it? Who is him? Or what the hell is that? Because that's
what the hell is that?
Yeah, literally, because I think
perfect.
it comes from hells, right? So, like, literally, where in the hell it came from, or he, or whatever it is.
Well, I forgot to investigate about from which layer it come from. Does he come from? Because we were talking about. Well, let's go back for a little bit, because Lanet Otterwall, you can safely assume he comes from one of the 9 hells.
Absolutely.
Inspired from that famous lore, fantasy lore, we can say it like that. Because where have we heard about the 9 hells before?
Everywhere.
Right?
Absolutely everywhere.
So, why Lanet ended up being in Urbis Tritius? I think you gave me the excuse, because since your world is part of the astral sea, then your world is connected to the other extraplanar planes.
Absolutely, yes,
like
yes.
That. So, who is Lanet? What is Lanet? I think that's the first question that we need to answer.
I agree. I would agree.
If you look to the Monster Manual in the 5th edition,
yeah,
you're going to find the Yugolots.
Yugolots, yes, yes.
And there is one in a special that caught my attention. And I think I kind of connected with it, which is the Arcanalot.
A furry.
Yes, a furry, exactly.
Why did you connect with that?
The description.
There are many monsters, many Yugolots. Some are very strong, humanoid-like. Some are very intelligent. They look very alien. Why a fox humanoid?
Actually, it's a coyote, though. Yeah, he looks like a fox.
Sure, a coyote.
And yeah, even people saying like, yeah, the fox. They're like, not actually a fox, but okay, it's like, but yeah, it's a coyote.
It's a coyote. Okay.
I think I got connected first because he's a coyote, and a coyote.
You're connected to coyotes.
Because I think they come from America, Latin America. Okay. Or I don't know if it's in the mostly in the southern part in the United States.
Okay.
So, don't correct me if I'm wrong. We have a lot of coyotes here.
Well, we do have, for our public who doesn't know where we live in a desert in the northern part of Mexico, a country that borders the southern part of the United States, and it's very arid climate. It's very inhospitable. It's terrible. It's very hot.
But just like an asteroid, exactly.
It's just like
that's a good point.
That I'll have to review my psychology guidance. How do you unconscious? Part of. I live in a very terrible place. Let's do that in my setting as well. It could have been. I'm not completely sure, but I'll tell you on the next.
But hey, it feels real. I think that's the point of when we're creating not only worlds but our characters.
Yeah,
I think the point of it is like for us, it feels real.
Absolutely, it has to. Yes, it is. It is.
For me, I think Lanet Otterwall feels real to me.
It feels very you.
Exactly.
But I don't understand how is that connected to coyotes.
Well, it's a coyote.
I know, but how are you connected to the coyote?
Well, I'm not connected to the coyote. I'm connected to Lanet, which Lanet is a coyote.
Fine, okay.
There you go. So it makes sense.
Absolutely.
For me, it makes sense.
Yeah.
So Lanet is a coyote.
Yeah. I think that's a very well established fact. Sure.
Like its name describes him. He loves arcane powers.
Okay.
So what I got from that is like, okay, even if you see the illustration from the fifth edition, he has a book, and he has even glasses. I don't know if it's a monocle.
I'm not sure either.
Fancy.
But he's a fancy guy, yeah.
He's a fancy guy.
Oh, you also like fancy things.
Yeah, that's true.
Of course.
That's
okay.
true.
So you're connected to coyotes, you like fancy things, and that's how you connect more or less with Leonid.
Exactly.
Right? Fine.
And I describe him when you ask me, okay, who is Leonid? What does he do? Like, okay, he used to be an accountant.
Yes.
Spoiler alert, I'm an accountant. I used to work in accounting firms, and for me, it's like, okay, I can use Leonid that he escaped from the Nine Hells and ended up being in Norwest Treaties to do the things that he loves the most.
Okay. So he's originally from the Nine Hells.
Mm-hmm.
He's a coyote.
An
Arcanalot, yes. And he loves fancy things, and he comes from hell.
Mm-hmm.
Why does he come from hell?
He ended up being there. Why?
Why?
I want to believe if now that we're talking about like how my character feels real to me. Well, let's go to that psychological thing or the subconscious thing that we just mentioned. For me, working in accounting firms, it was like hell.
It was like hell. I love that one. Okay, that's great. Okay,
for me,
awesome.
it was like hell.
All right. Okay.
Hey, I knew how to do numbers. Yeah. It comes from my autistic trait. I can do things that other people find it tedious, but at the long run, I found it like, okay, yeah, this is not my place. I don't like it to be here. What would I like to do if I don't want to be here?
Mm-hmm.
What did I do after that? I looked for you and I said, hey, let's open up our own business.
Yep.
For me, that's Lena. He ended up in Norwest Treaties and like.
Business is a strong word for
Okay, an indie company. That's a
semantics.
So you prefer to be a furry
mega corporation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably.
Well, I mean,
but they both come from hell.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not a difficult decision, you know. I mean, if I was to be given you're gonna be all your life an accountant, or you're gonna be a furry.
Daniel, can I be both?
I am already both. Looks like.
Okay, I'm leaving that.
No, don't worry. Don't leave because I'm gonna give you an example. Is because okay, you just say like, why a furry? I think it was my subconscious saying, I want to be special in your world.
Oh yes, because the idea is, I don't know if I already said it, but the idea is that my world has only humans.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So you came in and you said, I don't give a crap. I'm gonna be a thing that is not a human.
Exactly.
That's fine. Okay. And it worked.
And it worked because the thing is, you create a world which is a sandbox.
Yeah.
For people to
pee on it.
Yeah, exactly. Like a cat or a coyote. It doesn't matter.
That's what you did, and you can lean it, and it worked. It's a good thing.
You pee on it and you call it art.
Absolutely, absolutely. We wouldn't be the first to do that, you know. I mean, artists are weird nowadays as well.
Mm-hmm. Including us. We can call ourselves artists.
Yeah,
that's a good point. But
for an entire interview or for an entire hour, we could discuss about that. Certainly.
But there's your world, and I am the player. Like, okay, I'm gonna make a mess.
Absolutely, yeah.
How do you decide which adjectives are the contradictory points? For example, a clear example can be like all human setting. Now I'm a furry, right?
Mm-hmm.
But how do you feel that contradiction like help the world, or how do you find the correct contradictions? Because there are contradictions that don't help the setting.
Absolutely, yeah.
So what's the difference? How do you find the good contradiction?
I think that's a good question because the first answer that came up to my mind is comic relief.
Oh yes, mm-hmm.
I think it works. Lena works in that setting because he stands out. He stands out as a species that
he does, yeah.
that is not normally seen in Urbis treaties.
Forever.
Yeah,
Like no one has ever seen an arcana probably in Urban Treaties.
that's true. So that's we're going right now. We're gonna explain, or if you allow me to go into that topic, is like
Sure.
how do we end up using LANAT as part of our products?
I would answer exactly with the same thing you said, comic relief.
Relief.
That's the idea. Yeah, we needed
Mhm.
something to lighten the mood, something because sometimes the books, as you might know, are very dense and very heavy, especially encyclopedic books like the ones we were producing. So getting every now and then like a comic relief to sort of soften up the tension or
Mhm.
dispel some of the tension that has been accrued or accumulated during the writing process. It's a great thing to do. It's a great thing to have because then you reset a little bit and you can continue, and it's engaging and it's not as boring, let's say, as reading a monotonous paragraph that extends for 3 pages without any drawings at all.
Exactly.
So it helps a lot. Helps a lot.
Exactly, because I think that's the point of trying to enjoy or to express of whatever you are writing or the word that you put in front of myself through LANAT.
Mhm.
Because I think LANAT is a great example of describing someone who likes tabletop RPGs, because that's another matter. He loves to travel to other planes, and he even ended up in the material plane and discovered the tabletop RPGs. So when he decided to open his
Publishing company. Yeah.
Thank you. He always loved to be being part of that. Like I am loving to be part of your books. So whenever you wrote something interesting or something that I want to explore,
Mhm.
I did it through myself, or like expressing something, and if it was good enough or funny enough, we implemented it in the book using LANAT. A great example is the air elemental. You remember about the putting in the same room the air elemental to a person?
Oh man, that was weird. That was weird. For anyone who's not familiarized with it, the idea is an air elemental. If an air elemental is composed of air,
Mhm.
then can you, like, are you consuming an air elemental? If you are like in the same space, if you're inhaling, can you inhale him? Is that killing him? Is that literally, can you sort of kill an elemental like that? And can you sort of, can an elemental then be asphyxiated? And if he can be asphyxiated, then what happens with his body? Does he just and is the air still there? Like, that's a very strange thing that we began exploring with LANAT, and LANAT opened the possibility of ourselves exploring that, which I think it's very interesting and very weird, maybe, but very interesting, because LANAT, let's say for everyone, a small clarification, LANAT is very much like that player that is always causing trouble in your games.
Exactly.
So he asks some very strange things, and that allows us, while we're writing, to tailor the story or the article or whatever we're writing, so that a player has to emulate this sort of dialogue between a weird player that does very creative and very strange things and the dungeon master dealing with those consequences, right? So at least that way we're establishing sort of a dialogue. And if you are reading it as a player or as a DM, you already have an idea of what could be the strangest things that players can ask. And usually you will find those by LANAT, written in LANAT's voice.
Exactly.
And that at least gives you an idea of, oh, so players can ask this. What if they ask me that? Okay, you have an idea now of what you can answer.
Exactly. So and I think it's my way to have fun.
Well, it is the way of many players, just to completely destroy the world of the DM if he doesn't have it written solidly enough. Let's say he's like, wait, but what about this? And the dungeon master just descends into a spiral of
it happens.
Yes, of things that he cannot fix anymore,
Mhm.
and that the players exploit further, making him just like lose all hope of life and the universe and everything else. And so, because LaneNet allows us to do this sort of dialogue between players and etc., we are trying to establish this, let's say, correspondence using our own experience.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Because, well, I don't know if you have an anecdote, let's say, that you can tell us about. What kind of player would LaneNet be?
Okay. I think that's a very interesting question, because for me, I've been using LaneNet for our product specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you ask me, like, what kind of player or character will be LaneNet or will appear normally to a player,
Yeah.
in which setting or in which campaign, I believe that he'll be the ones who, that you were in a dungeon, for example,
Yeah.
and then he's gonna start to asking a lot of inconsistencies about
Oh.
how a dungeon is not well constructed. We can say it like that. Like, why in the world they're gonna put a mega dungeon beneath a city of Waterdeep?
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna ask that question. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a lore behind about that, like how the mega dungeon. What is the name that that
The name of the
dungeon?
Mad Mage? I'm not
Uh-huh.
sure.
I can't remember, but the point is, like, okay, if it causes a lot of trouble,
Undermountain?
Undermountain. I think it is under. No, I think that's of the Lord of the Rings.
What? Lord of the Rings? Where?
Yeah,
What?
Undermountain.
What?
Yeah.
Where is that?
No, I think that's Frodo.
What?
Okay, I digress.
Yeah, I completely lost.
I think it's
Yes.
Undermountain. I'm gonna give you that. Let's say it's Undermountain.
Okay.
The,
Okay.
the mega dungeon. So he's gonna ask why there's still a mega dungeon underneath Waterdeep.
Uh huh.
So So probably it's gonna be. But the end gonna be like, because there it is. And why do you even keep asking that? Okay, but why is it giving us a lot of trouble for the city?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you just close it?
How do you know when the question comes or was born from malice and when it was born from like a heart? Because I think that a lot of DMs could be feeling attacked.
That's
like,
true.
Hey, why are you like judging me? But how do you know when it comes from like the heart? Like, I'm so invested in your world and I have this question.
Well, for me, it's relatively easy if the player has been invested throughout the adventure. You can tell sometimes that if you give them a lot of detail and then the player takes notes and is very active helping other players and etc., and then he notices genuinely something that you either mistakenly said or that contradicts itself. What has happened to me is that usually he goes, wait a second, I don't understand this. And then he calls, DM, I have a problem here. Why did this happen if you also told me that this happened? And they are mutually exclusive, let's say. And then you as a DM go, oh crap, yeah, you got me.
Mm-hmm.
But some other times, when it's from actual malice, usually the player is just lurking around and then just trying to pick up some crumbs, and then he or she usually goes, all right, so the player's not invested, and he's usually just waiting for a mistake. And you can very quickly catch those players because they are usually building dice towers or doing something else. And then he's, oh, wait, no, but 3 sessions ago, you said that this couldn't happen. So why are you telling me this now? And you're like, whoa, that came out of the blue so quickly. It's like someone's just trying to assault you. And it's the feeling is completely different. One of them is more of a surprise feeling, insofar as I can tell. And the other one is more like a...
That's true, but I think that another thing to consider, which is equally important, if not more, is the fun or the funness.
Fun or fondness?
No, fun. Just fun.
Okay.
How fun it will be if I mention this. Because yeah, I agree that they're gonna be players that are gonna use it as a point to expand your world, to
Mhm.
make it more interesting, to make it more fun. And the other one to just ruin everyone's game. I I I just think about, or I just thought about once when my brother was running, I think the campaign of the elementals.
Temple of Elemental Evil.
Uh-huh.
All right, you run. You.
He ran that. My brother.
Oh, but not the classic one, the new one, the Prince of
Yeah.
the Apocalypse. You mean?
Yeah, that one.
Okay,
Thank
I
you.
get it. Okay.
The Princess of Apocalypse. Yeah, that's good. I'm going to that. I'm going to do that. There is this part in a room that there is a toilet.
All right.
That it was only a toilet there.
Yes.
So if it's a toilet there, what is it doing there?
Well, you use it to go to the bathroom.
But it's in a big room.
Yeah.
There is only a toilet there in the center. How do you think will Lena react to that?
Lena. Well, that's your character.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the first thing that I thought it was like, okay, what the hell? The toilet's there.
Yeah.
Must be something there.
Agreed.
And
Probably.
then I asked the DM, hey, is there something weird around it? No, there's just a toilet there. Okay, I'm gonna look inside of it. What do I see there? Oh, what do I see in there? Poop. Only poop.
Right.
That's it? Yeah, that's it. No, I'm gonna put my hand in there. Let's see if there's a treasure there. Okay, you go. And then it just spiraled down to like,
I remember the story, yeah.
exactly. It just spiraled down to, it was just a toilet. It was just a toilet. But hey, I made sick everyone because I took out poop and then I started to just pass it around the poop.
And you ate it, if I remember.
And yeah, no, I didn't eat that.
You did?
No.
It was petrified, wasn't it?
It's something like that.
Yeah, I sort of remember that. I had blocked that memory. You unblocked it. Thank you. That's terrible. Okay.
So that's the point of it. It's like, okay, if it's only there, why? Can I make something out of it? Yeah, or fun, something out of it. So yeah, I think that's the point of Lena, to explore those things that most probably people will say it's just a toilet. Lena will see there's more into it. There's more into it. So I'm gonna check that toilet and I'm gonna dive into it to see if I find treasure and not only poop.
Don't worry, guys. We don't have that sort of poop things in our books. They are usually cleaner. But yeah. For now, yeah.
That's it.
Oh yes.
Oh yes, we need to say bye. Bye. Well, thank you for watching us and our ramblings. I think that's the word we're looking for.
I think so, yeah.
So, my name is Audi.
And I'm Raxo.
And thank you for watching. And together we are
Neuron
Games. Woohoo! Oh, wait, copyright.